Roadhouse. It's a 1989 action movie directed by Roddy Harrington, starring Patrick Swayze, Ben Gazzara, Kelly Lynch, and Sam Elliott. I fucking love this movie. This is one of the greatest action movies ever made, and I know now it gets a lot of slack and flack and a lot of shit it doesn't deserve, and a lot of jokes are made by it. And I know Family Guy like really dug it up and was like, "Oh, it is it's kicking." Just that's the movie, and the plot really doesn't make sense. And okay, so I push all that shit aside, and growing up, this was one of my favorite action movies, and it still is one of my favorite action movies because the rawness of it, like the suave, swoothy swayness of Patrick Swayze in this movie as Dalton is fucking amazing. And one of the best characters in the movie, Wade Garrett, played by Sam Elliott, awesome in this fucking thing. So, long story short, don't fuck with Patrick Swayze. So what this plot of this is this guy who owns a Double Deuce is coming to money. He wants to really clean it up, give it a facelift, because a lot of his workers are shit, and it's just a shithole where there's like blood constantly on the floor. There's so many fights that happens. He wants to make it like a really good bar so people can come and hang out. So he hires Dalton, who's this world where, or this, well, yeah, world where now, or nationwide known in the bar scene, this epic cooler, like the best cooler that's ever been. Now, a cooler is in charge of the bouncers. Okay, he tells the bouncers what to do and tries to help control and mediate certain fights. And so when he first gets to the bar, he fires a bunch of people and he lays down the rules. He's like, one, always be nice, never fight inside the bar, and work together. There's some more bars, but I don't remember. I don't remember all the rules. Just gives me an excuse to rewatch Roadhouse. But then the main villain is played by Ben Gazzara, and he's just this crazy guy who he's like, I own this town. It's my town. Simple as that. I control like the drugs, and I got all these popular department stores in here, and it's just causing havoc. And Patrick Swayze is just slowly kicking ass to the top. And so since he gets hurt a lot, he ends up with the town of the nurse, and just kind of their journey throughout this movie of how Wade Garrett, Sam Elliott comes in, who's his mentor, who comes in and he tells him, okay, sometimes you just gotta take a good thing and leave this town. You gotta walk away sometimes. And Patrick Swayze's like, no, this guy's evil. He's tearing this town apart. I have to be the one to stop him. Sam Elliott's like, no, you don't. Someone else can. You don't have to. Just take the girl and leave. And so then it accumulates to like all the fight scenes in this movie are awesome because it's really them. There's no stunt doubles, and the camera just holds onto them. And every time I watch this movie, I just get excited because it is such a fun, enthralling movie. And by the end of it, your adrenaline's just fucking pumping when you're just fucking with Patrick Swayze, and you're just like, yes, I want to kick some motherfucking ass. But every time I watch it, I feel most men who watch this movie feel that way, and they also feel this way, where you feel kind of worse about yourself because whenever I watch a horror movie or any movie, action movie, most people like really connect with the main character and like, well, if I was in that situation, and you look at Patrick Swayze in that fucking movie and just how chiseled and suave and charismatic he is, and it's like, man, I am fucking toadstool garbage compared to this man. It's really hard to compare yourself to Patrick Swayze. I suggest the general public don't do it. And there are some scenes that are a little jagged, like kind of how it jumps around from who's going to be the love interest for a while. It's kind of like, okay, that's kind of weird. And what always confused me is that Keith David's in it, but he has like 2 lines in the entire movie. So apparently there was a whole thing where he helped Dalton helps him get a job, and everyone's racist, but he helps protect them, and they become friends. That's not at all in the fucking movie, but he's got like third or fifth billing in it. So, and I have to talk about this line. So when he fights one of the main villains, the villain says a line right before, in his mind, or right before he tries to kill Patrick Swayze. He goes, "I used to fuck guys like you in prison." Every time I hear that line, I never understand it, and it just